Sri Mulyani Indrawati was born on August 26, 1962 in Tanjung Karang, Lampung, Indonesia. She pursued her education in economics and received her bachelor's degree in economics from the University of Indonesia in 1986. She continued her studies at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign in the United States, where she obtained her master's degree in economics in 1990. Sri Mulyani then went on to complete her PhD in economics at the same university in 1992. So, after completing her studies, Sri Mulyani joined the Faculty of Economics at the University of Indonesia. She also served as a consultant to various international organizations, including the World Bank and the Asian Development Bank. In 2022, she was appointed as the Executive Director of the International Monetary Fund, or we call it IMF, representing 12 countries in Southeast Asia. As an Indonesian economist and politician who has made significant contributions in both of the national and international spheres, here are some of her notable contributions that we will never forget it. I begin with the Minister of Finance. Sri Mulyani served as the Minister of Finance of Indonesia in two separate terms. Her first appointment was from 2005 to 2010 under President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, and her second appointment began in 2016 under President Joko Widodo. As the Minister of Finance, she has played a crucial role in shaping Indonesia's economic policies and implementing reforms to strengthen the country's fiscal management. Sri Mulyani was selected as Indonesian Finance Minister in 2005 by President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono. One of her first aims was to fire corrupt tax and custom officers in the department. She successfully tackled corruption and initiated reforms in Indonesia's tax and customs office and developed a reputation for integrity. She succeeded in increasing direct investment in Indonesia. And then, in 2004, the year President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono took office, Indonesia received $4.6 billion America in foreign direct investment. The next year, it attracted to $8.9 billion. In 2009, just 1 year after being selected, she was named Euromoney Finance Minister of the Year by Euromoney magazine. Oh, so nice. So, during her tenure in 2007, Indonesia recorded 6.6% economic growth, its highest rate since 1997 Asian financial crisis. So amazing. However, growth is down in 2008 to 6% due to the global economic slowdown. In July 2008, Sri Mulyani Indrawati was inaugurated as the coordinating minister for the economy, replacing Budiono, who was to head Indonesia's central bank. Ladies and gentlemen, in August 2008, Mulyani was ranked by Forbes magazine as the 23rd most powerful woman in the world and the most powerful woman in Indonesia. During her tenure as finance minister, the country's foreign exchange reserve reached an all-time high of $50 billion. She oversaw a reduction in public debt to about 30% of gross domestic product from 60%, making it easier for Indonesia to sell debt to foreign institutional investors. She also revised incentive structures for civil servants in her ministry and began paying higher salaries to tax officials deemed to be clean, so they would have less temptation to accept bribes. In 2002, 2007 and 2008, Emerging Market newspaper selected Sri Mulyani as Asia's Finance Minister of the Year, Sri Mulyani as Managing Director of the World Bank Group, 2010. After Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono was re-elected in 2009, she was reappointed in her post of Finance Minister. In 2009, the Indonesian economy grew by 4.5%, while many parts of the world were in recession. Indonesia was one of just three major emerging economies to grow faster than 4% in 2009. The other two were China and India. Under her supervision, the government managed to increase the number of income individual taxpayers from 4.35 million in 2005 to nearly 16 million individuals in 2010. And tax received grew by around 20% each year to more than 600 trillion rupiah in 2010. So, what is her net contribution to Indonesian economic and development? Secondly, economic reforms and stability. Sri Mulyani has been instrumental in implementing various economic reforms in Indonesia to foster stability and sustainable growth. She has focused on improving fiscal discipline, enhancing tax collection systems, reducing fuel subsidies, and promoting investment-friendly policies. Her efforts have contributed to Indonesia's economic resilience and improved its credit rating internationally. And thirdly, tax amnesty program. In this program, Sri Mulyani introduced a successful tax amnesty program in Indonesia in 2016. The program aimed to boost tax revenue, encourage repatriation of offshore assets, and broaden the tax base. It resulted in a significant increase in tax compliance, brought back substantial amount of previously undeclared assets, and provided a stimulus to the economy. So, what is tax amnesty program? The tax amnesty program is a government initiative that provides an opportunity for individuals or entities to come forward and declare their previously undisclosed or underreported income or assets, usually in exchange for certain benefits or incentives. The primary objective of a tax amnesty program is to encourage voluntary compliance, increase tax revenues, and expand the tax base. Here are some key features typically associated with tax amnesty program. Disclosure of undisclosed income or assets. Taxpayers are required to disclose their undisclosed income or assets within a specified time frame. Usually, through a formal application process, this might include providing information about offshore account, undeclared assets, or unreported income. Second one is reduce penalties and legal consequences. One of the main incentives of a tax amnesty program is the opportunity to receive reduced penalties, fines, or legal consequences for non-compliance. This can vary depending on the specific program, but it often offers a lower penalty rate compared to what would typically be imposed for tax evasion or non-compliance. And the third one is limited look-back period. Tax amnesty program might have a limited look-back period, which means the taxpayers are generally required to disclose and pay taxes only for a specific period in the past. This helps to encourage taxpayers to come forward without the fear of facing penalties for non-compliance in earlier years. The fourth one is voluntary nature. Participation in a tax amnesty program is typically voluntary, allowing taxpayers to proactively declare their undisclosed income or asset. It provides an opportunity for taxpayers to rectify their tax situation and become compliant without facing severe consequences. And the last one, but not least, is the deadline for participation. Tax amnesty programs have a specified deadline for participation, after which the benefits and incentives may no longer be available. Taxpayers must comply with the program requirements and submit their disclosures within the given time frame to take advantage of the amnesty provision. Furthermore, World Bank Group. Before her appointment as the Minister of Finance, Sri Mulyani worked at the World Bank Group for over 20 years. Sri Mulyani Indrawati has had a significant contribution to the World Bank Group. She served as the Managing Director and Chief Operating Officer of the World Bank from 2010 to 2016. In this role, she played a crucial part in shaping the policies and operations of the institution. Some of her notable contributions include financial sector reform. Sri Mulyani played a key role in advocating for financial sector reforms globally. She emphasized the importance of transparency, accountability, and risk management in financial institutions to ensure stability and promote sustainable economic growth. And the second one is crisis response and economy recovery. During her tenure, Sri Mulyani was actively involved in managing the World Bank's response to the global financial crisis of 2008. She worked on developing and implementing strategies to support countries in crisis and facilitate economic recovery, particularly in low-income and developing nations. The third one is poverty reduction and social development. Sri Mulyani emphasized the importance of poverty reduction and social development in the World Bank's agenda. She supported initiatives that aim to improve social protection program, enhance access to basic services, and promote inclusive growth to reduce poverty and inequality. And the last one is not least is sustainable development and climate change. Sri Mulyani was a strong advocate for sustainable development and addressing the challenges posed by climate change. She played a role in integrating climate consideration into the World Bank's policies and operation, including promoting investment in renewable energy, climate adaptation measures, and environmental sustainability. In addition is women empowerment. Sri Mulyani has been a strong advocate for gender equality and women's empowerment. Sri Mulyani Indrawati, as the Minister of Finance of Indonesia, has been involved in various policies and initiatives that aim to promote women's empowerment in the country. Here are some notable examples. First, gender budgeting. Sri Mulyani has advocated for gender-responsive budgeting, which involves incorporating gender perspective into the budgeting process. This approach aims to identify and address gender-based inequalities by allocating resources towards programs and initiatives that benefit women. Financial inclusion. Sri Mulyani has emphasized the importance of financial inclusion for women. Under her leadership, efforts have been made to increase access to financial services for women, including promoting women's entrepreneurship and providing access to credit and financial education. The third one is maternal and child health programs. Sri Mulyani has supported the program that focuses on improving maternal and child health outcomes. This initiative aims to provide better healthcare service, reduce maternal mortality rate, and enhance access to reproductive health services for women. And overall, Sri Mulyani Indrawati's contribution have had a significant impact on Indonesia's economic development, fiscal stability, and global economic governance. Her expertise, leadership, and commitment to reforms have earned her recognition both domestically and internationally.
Supply demand itu macam-macam, termasuk perasaan pun bisa supply dan demand. Kalau sesuatu itu supply-nya banyak, ya, demand-nya sedikit, apa yang terjadi? Ya harganya jatuh kan, nilainya lebih rendah. Makanya kalau kasih perhatian jangan terlalu banyak.